Super Rugby round 13 is here. We are getting serious. If you ever thought like, oh, things are getting serious, things are getting serious now. 2 more rounds after this round. There's 2 more regular rounds left of the season, and then we're into finals. Wins haven't been more important. Teams haven't been more desperate to win games. Ton of squad rotations this round. Does not help my fantasy side at all. Not here to talk fantasy. I've got the Hurricanes jersey back on. Let's go. Let's get into it. Before we do that, hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave a comment down the bottom. Love to hear what you have to say. Do I get it wrong sometimes? My picks, I've been pretty useless this Super Rugby season, to be honest, with my tipping. Let me know how you've been going. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. Let's get into it. Hurricanes versus Moana. Huge rotations with the Hurricanes. Obviously, their massive game last week, top of the table clash, where they lost to the Blues. Besides the first round, this is their first round going into it where they're not on top of the table. That's wild. We're in round 13. That's wild. So Sangster's in the second row, Karifi, Flanders in the back row, Judd and Morgan, the new half pairing, Perenara and Cameron having a rest, Peter Omanga Jensen in the centres, Sinkinson comes in on the wing, and Harry Godfrey at fullback. He's one to watch for me. He's been outstanding every time he's got an opportunity. Someone to watch for sure. I think he's in a team where they are stacked in the back three. If there's other teams looking around for some back three action, Harry Godfrey's your man. Moana with a few rotations of their own. Havili Talatui, captain fantastic, comes back in. Tamutene and Havili, the halves. New half pairing from last week. The bus is back as well. Julian Savia back at 12. Let's go. You love to see it. Against his former teammates. Loving that. Both teams off the back of a loss last week. Canes still the favourites, out and out the favourites. Sevilla versus old mates. Few changes in the Canes team. I don't think it takes that much away. The players that come in, it just shows the depth of this Hurricanes team. The players that come in are still class, world class. Could still play first. Can be the pick. Would be the first. Would still be probably in the starting 15 in most of the other squads. If Moana can put 80 minutes together, they could be in it a little bit. But I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. And maybe they'll get a couple of tries in there, but I'd still think Hurricanes by 15. Rebels versus Chiefs. Talakai, captain. Brad Wilkin comes back. His first game since round 2 or 3, I think it is. Ikuwasi, fantastic. Had a great game last week. I'm glad to see him still in the mix. They're starting Uesta and Dangunu centres, been great for them. And Strawn comes in at fullback, Killaway injured. Chiefs with their full strength side, man, knowing how important this game is. Chiefs are 4th or 3rd on the table. I should know that. And Rebels are also only 5th or 6th on the table. So this is a must-win game for the Chiefs. Selby Rickett comes in at lock. Jacobson at 8. Ratima and D-Mac, the halves. Quintupai and Anton Leonard-Brown, the centres, man. All Black 10, All Black centres. Nanai Suturu, incumbent All Black, surely. Cortes Ratima as well. Imoni Narawai, All Black, and Shooter Stevenson at the back, All Black. Man, this is a juicy team. Not getting any easier for the Rebels at all. Only a couple weeks ago, they were top 4. They were 4th. And now they've just, every week since then, I feel like they've just lost, dropped. Chiefs in absolute cruise control. They were last week in 3rd gear. Just cruising around town. Cruising down the street in my 6-4. That was the Chiefs last week. It's a strong Chiefs side. They've picked their strongest side, I think, available. Chiefs to win here and win well. Chiefs by 20. Chiefs by 20. Fiji and Drua versus the Reds in Fiji. Let's go. Ikanavere, captain. Vote and Nasila Sila, the locks. Tane Kaifata in at 8. Kuruvoli comes in at 9. And my guys, Masi and Ravu Tamanda, 13 and 14 respectively. Huge for the Drua. And then I think Valentini will make a huge impact coming off the bench. For the Reds, Ravi is in. Bryant in at 8 for Harry Wilson with a broken arm. Unfortunately, rugby sucks sometimes. McDermott gets the start, back into the starting lineup. Aubrey comes in on the wing. Taj Anand at 13 for the injured Fluke. And Vunivalu on the wing. Campbell, as always, been immense at fullback for the Reds. This will be huge. This will be huge. I already think sold out. Drua back at home. Hopefully praying for good weather and let the boys play, man. I think they're going to rack up some points. It's going to be a beautiful running rugby that we all want to watch. We all want to watch that. Hopefully the ref lets play go. And it'll be good. Drua they're coming off 2 losses. Yes, it was away from home, but still losses. They want to win. Like their record at home this season, you've only lost 1. They want to keep it that, I'm sure. And Reds coming off win last week over the Rebels, and they just want to keep that momentum rolling, man. Coming into the business end of the season, you want to keep that momentum rolling. I think it's going to be a big scoring game. I'm backing the Drua at home. Drua by 3, but like high scoring. At least 20 points each. Easy. Probably in the first half even. Then we jump over Brumbies versus Crusaders. Slipper in, Neville in, Brown and Frost in the back row. Lonigan and Lolosio in the halves. Tua and Ikitau have been immense for them in the centres. Muirhead comes in on the wing. And then I think Hooper, Reimer, and O'Donnell will be massive for them coming off the bench. For the Crusaders, Cody Taylor, captain. Let's go. Shalfoon, I think that's how you said, in the locks, comes in. Back row, Grace, Christie, Leo Wheely, being immense for them. And finally, they pick a 10 who is an out-and-out 10. Fergus Burke gets the nod at 10. I think it's his first game for the season. He's had an injury. So he gets a nod at 10. Rover at 13. Almoa rested, injured maybe. And then the back 3 of Reese, Fayaki, and McNichol about to light it up. In Canberra, Alvo kickoff, love it. Brumbies in great form, playing good footy. They always at the back end of the season, they know when to start turning on. Start switching on that the NOS button in your Fast and Furious car. That's the Brumbies. They know when to start playing well, building to that back end of the season, the business end. They've been playing really well. Crusaders fighting for their life at the moment. They can technically still make it in the top 8, which is wild. Them having a 10, who's actually a 10 at 10, could make a bit of a difference. But every time I back the Crusaders, they bloody lose. So I'm backing the Brumbies here. Brumbies by 5. And you know what? Crusaders might just go out and win that now because I've said that. Jump over to the Blues versus the Highlanders. Renata gets his 50th cap. New back row of Chote, Papali'i, and Ioane. Knock partners Plummer at the 9 and 10 combo. Evans and Heem in the centres. And then Lamb, Clark, and Forbes make up that back 3. The Groot cappy for the Highlanders. Love it, man. He was immense last week. He was huge in their win over the Crusaders last week. Withy back in the back row. Massive inclusion for them. Fakatava and Miller, the halves, they were great last week as well. Then Tohiwi and Talia, the strong centres. And then Bogado, Tavatavanawe, and Jacob Ratumai Tavuki Nepkins in the back 3. Man, give those guys a bit of space in the ball. I've been saying it all season. Massive game. Blues on top of the table. And Highlanders coming off 3 wins in a row. How good, man. Their confidence will be sky high. They're in that top 8. They'll want to keep their momentum rolling on. Blues very strong. Their forwards just dominate everyone. So it's going to be one up front. and I'm backing the Blues here. I'm going Blues by 8, but a New Zealand derby, anything could happen. And then lastly, we got Western Force versus the Waratahs. Force go unchanged, and why would you change anyone, man? Absolutely thumped the Drua last week. Very good for the continuity and that cohesion together. Second row, Williams and Rodder, fantastic. Back row of Harris, Tizano, and Princep, really good last week. And then in the backs, guys like Donaldson, Stewart, Kunzel, Beale, outstanding. Tia, fantastic for them. And then Spink came on and did really well for them in the backs. Waratahs absolutely shot up front. 10 contracted front rowers all injured for the season. That's wild. So unlucky. Pierretto comes in. I'm pretty sure Argentinian on loan. Amatosero was immense for them last week, so he keeps his spot in the second row. Back row of Gamble, Swinton, and Holloway were really good for them as well. And then backline goes unchanged. Waratahs all but out of the finals race. I think technically they could still make it, but I'm not too sure about that. Still desperate to save names, save face for the season. What has been an unlucky and disappointing season. Force flying high. Like, there's the Force up there. There they are. They're flying there. They could still make the finals, so they'll be raring to go. It's in Perth. They'll be like, just let's play, man. Let's play. They've really, I call them to be a wild card, and they've slowly brought it together, and they've done really, really well. They credit to Simon Cron and everyone else involved with the Force. I'm backing the Force to win here. They're in great form. I'm backing them to win. Force by 10. Force by 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe. I keep saying that. Leave a comment. Let me know what are your tips for the week, for the weekend. Super Rugby's almost finished. Are you kidding me? We're almost finished. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.